CTV News with Ken Shaw and Andrea Case.
Ontario college teachers are still walking the picket lines. Their strike is nearing the 1-month mark.
There was some movement toward a settlement, but a new round of talks broke off after just 4 days. Now the College Employer Council is calling on the Ontario Labour Relations Board to force a direct vote by 12,000 striking faculty members. The council says its final offer addresses all union concerns, but OPSEU continues the strike. The colleges are also asking the union to suspend that strike ahead of a vote, so nearly 500,000 students could return to class. OPSEU says no union would call off a strike before a vote. The union leadership, we're told, has gathered in front of the cameras at a downtown hotel. We can see them here now. Let's listen to their response.
A little bit of that righteous control that they have in saying you'll do as I do, and no matter what, and even if we're wrong, they keep telling you to do what they tell you to do. So, and again, it's just a classic example of an employer that really is out of touch with the times, out of touch with the way the world is today. I mean, they talk about democracy in the world today, democracy in education, and there should be some democracy in education. So what our folks are asking for is not unreasonable at all, and we're quite distressed. I really thought we'd be here today, Monday afternoon, because we talked about doing something on Monday if a deal was struck, saying that, hey, you know what, we're going to go back to work. We're going to start getting ready to have the students and the faculty back in the classrooms. But again, we're here talking about the strike continuing. So the Employer Council, let my message be very, very clear. If the Ministry of Labour gives you the vote you're asking for, that's fine. You'll go plan for that vote. What we're saying is come back to the bargaining table. There's no reason you can't come back to the bargaining table, continue to bargaining while the ministry's making those arrangements. Because if a deal is struck, those arrangements could be turned into a ratification vote rather than a forced vote on a contract that our team, our union, cannot and will not endorse. We will work to defeat that deal, and JP will touch a bit more on the technicalities of what happens. You know, the employer saying, well, come back to work now. It's not that simple. That's a public relations ploy. Workers will be going back in without any rights, any entitlements, but JP will address that. So anyway, I guess my call to action would be to the council, you know, come back to the table and bargain. And I don't know what you're afraid of. Certainly a little reasonableness would be in order at this particular juncture. And, you know, we don't want the students out there. We don't want anybody to lose their semester or lose their year, lose opportunity. I have 2 boys that graduated from St. Lawrence and Kingston, a wonderful experience because of the people that taught them, not so much because of the people that ran the joint. And so, you know, my sons have friends that are still in college, and they're quite rightly worried. Their parents are worried. So it's a difficult thing to explain to people why we're out here, to accept that we didn't pick this fight, but we're bound by the duty of representation of our members to finish the fight, I guess. Eh? So, JP, you want to add?
Thank you, Smokey.
Okay, it doesn't sound like there's much hope in the future here, does there? That's JP Hornick there with OPSEU, and Wayne Thomas with OPSEU saying that they're going to defeat or certainly call for the defeat of any forced vote. The Premier was also weighing in on the college strike today. She says she doesn't want to interfere with the bargaining process, but she does want to see a resolution as soon as possible.
My concern is for the students, to get them back into class. I don't want to see any students lose their semester, and so my hope is that the vote will take place quickly and we will be able to take the next steps to get kids back into school.
Kathleen Wynne made those comments while visiting a senior center in Hamilton this morning.